Hello, hello. Welcome back. I kind of wish I had this open in the YouTube version of things, but I don't. I think it's too late for that. So we're just going to roll with it. All right, guys. So there's nobody in here just yet, but I see some of y'all in the comments. Road to Ruta is in here. Big Swear, Litecoin Lisa. I think Clint Westwood is there. They're all hanging out somewhere. I couldn't be there with them. I have a lot going on here. It's the end of the school year, so there's just a lot to do. But I'm with them in spirit. It's my understanding that me and Litecoin Lisa have a bit of a live stream duel going on. So go over there and check her out. Maybe have both of us in different tabs. Litecoin Lisa's stream and mine. So we're going to do some tarot readings today. We are going to read the heck out of some frickin' tarot cards today, guys. That's what we're going to do. And hi, everybody. Taylor's here. Mike is here. Pam is here. Hero, Katie, Prosperity Now. Craig, James. Everybody's in the house. I love to see Francis, Luann. Read them hard, Taylor says. Oh, Taylor. I love you, sis. You have to come to the Springs. You have to come with. We have a room for you, and yeah, we got to do that. Hello, Pitcher. Hey, guys, I hope everybody is having a relatively smooth week. It's eclipse week. We're coming off of a solar eclipse. I believe it was in Aries Tuesday night to Wednesday night, or maybe it was Wednesday night to Thursday night. I don't know what day it is. It's Friday. I know that much. It's Freya's day. Day of the goddess. Best day of the week to get laid. Best day of the week to do all kinds of things sensual and fun. I don't know anything about getting laid. I'm celibate, so there's that. And as those of you that are also celibate know, sometimes you just feel the vibes coming off of the ethers, and you're like, oh wow, I think there's there's just a lot of sexual energy in the air right now. I don't participate, but it's fun to catch it, I guess, catch the vibes. So, hi, Jose. Hi, Pitcher. All right, guys, let's get into it. Now that I just talked about solar eclipse was 4/20, lunar is May. That's right. So we're coming off of a solar eclipse in Aries. That was rough. What I think happens during a solar eclipse, this past one in particular, I felt like people were going to be dealing with a lot of exposure, issues pertaining to exposure. And I mean that really in all senses of the term. Things like overexposure that take place. There's overexposure that takes place inside mechanisms in our technology, overexposure personally, professionally, psychologically, physically, overexposure to the elements. I just felt that was a theme that I was picking up on in the collective. So that's, another example. It's not just sexual energy that I pick up on. I pick up on the whole spectrum of things. And part of my strategy is really, in general, just to lay low and kind of live in a little bit of a cocoon for periods of time so that I can, in a very healthy way, do the work and process that energy in a way that's not too overstimulating and doesn't drain me and doesn't exhaust me, because the nature of my work is I swim around in the etheric realms, and so it doesn't help to be running around out there too much, absorbing too much of this or too much of that. So I kind of just stick to myself. I mind my own business. And yeah, that's been working for me. There's a fucking fly in here. Oh my God, you guys. I've managed to, there's just like, I don't know, something about the west coast of Florida. There's like a million, billion, trillion red ants everywhere and flies. There's just so many freaking flies in this like part of the state. I've never seen anything like it. Okay. Hi. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. My mic is too hot. All right. Let's turn it down. Turning it down. I hope that was better. All right. And I'll try to talk slower, guys. Let's see. Aw. Lorraine. I know Lorraine. Okay, you guys. Hopefully my sound is a little bit better. It is so hot in here. Hold on. Let me turn my air down. Okay. So this is what's going on. Source, it's still a bit loud. Maybe turn down your volume because I'm at 38, and if I turn it down too much lower, nobody's gonna be able to hear me. But I don't know. Can somebody else give me like a sound check? I will say I did have to change my camera. Last time I did a stream, I was using the camera inside my laptop. I wasn't using this external camera here, so that could be the issue. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna just fix my volume here. It could just, honestly, you guys, I think I'm just a loud person. I think that's just my natural volume. I apologize. I will try to keep it down. I will try to keep it down. All right, guys. So this is what I want to do. I've been making it a habit not to, hold on, let me take that off. Oops. You guys, I am just like so, here. Okay. So I've been making a habit of, okay, it's kind of distorted. Is sound going through mic, laptop, or camera? So I believe it's coming through the external camera. I'm going to check right now. Is that better? Testing, testing. How is my sound? I think it changed. I'm not sure. Oh man. Well, hopefully you guys can hear this. Okay. It's my vocal cords. Maybe. All right. I'm not even kidding. I really am just loud. And maybe like, okay, cool. All right. So it looks like the sound is working out. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Thank you for calling that out so I could fix it because that was just not going to work out. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Trash Panda. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, guys. Now I can barely hear you. Gosh darn it. All right. All right. Let's try this. I don't know what to do, you guys. Oh. All right. So I hope that this is cool. We're going to keep rolling. I really don't want to be on here like all night because I want to go over to Patreon and give my Patreon village their extended readings. And also that's where we do our live questions and answers format with the cards. And that's been a lot of fun. And it's been really awesome as we're growing something over there. And it's just super cool. And I'm loving it. So, okay, 5-5. Just be your loud self. Okay, cool. All right. So, if you guys have been tracking, there's a lot of weird shit going on. I've made it a habit not to bother getting all of the details, names, dates, affiliations, all of this like just mundane bullshit as far as headlines are going. I'm 100 convinced that this is all bread and circus. These are all just players on a stage, including Elon. And I love Elon. a ward around my sleeping space. Thank you very much. I already do, though, but thank you. I appreciate that. Actually, if you go back to some of my way earlier videos, I have a video entitled Humans as Vehicles for Interstellar Travel, or something to that effect. I think that's the name of the video. And I talk about Elon way before Elon was in a position that he's in now. This was, I want to say this was like 2016, maybe 2017. My timing could be off, but he wasn't elevated to this level on the chessboard, if you will. He was still moving towards that and gearing up for it. So his celebrity hadn't affected my bias nearly as much at that point. And the reason why I bring it up is because I just believe that the longer we are focusing our attentions on a celebrity or somebody who's iconic, we will then start to, I think our perception of them becomes distorted. There's really no way to completely surrender that bias after we have a certain amount of familiarity with them or expectation or experience of them. It's the same reason why it's difficult for me to do tarot readings with people that I'm super close to or people that I'm emotionally invested in because of that bias and expectation distortion. It's entirely too easy to create distortion. So, but back in this video, what I was getting was that Elon was part of a group of players, actors that were basically going to, and there's no basic way to put it, but they were going to try to sell to the surface population, that's us, this narrative about the nature of space. And what I mean by that is that all of this, we're going to this place, we're going to that place, all of these attempts to push human consciousness outwards into the cosmos was really just kind of like it's like a Vice documentary. Like, it's not real. It's an artificial reality that I believe they are developing the technology to be able to create such a realistic version of reality that he would successfully be able to convince enough of a chunk of the populace that this narrative that is space is something that can be like bought and sold, bought and paid for. He has they have the monopoly on the narrative that is outer space. Now, I'm not claiming that I know what, the full nature of it. I don't, but I can't shake this knowing, this feeling that, these icons are positioned in such ways in our lives that we fall for them. We are allured, we are seduced, we are lulled into feelings of security and affection. And that as human beings, I think that that's how we operate. It's just, unfortunately, our intentions, our goodwill, and our emotions are so often weaponized against us. And so this is why I think that the whole, Elon saving the day, Elon teaming up with this superstar and that one to kind of save the day, as much as I want that so desperately for us, I can't help but reserve skepticism now more than ever. So, just the idea that, we have the introduction now of the chat bots, all these very advanced. I mean, they say that they're advanced. They're pretty good. They can generate a lot of really interesting stuff, but it's kind of like, it's ultimately this test in discernment. I think we're ultimately going to be asked to choose. And that's why I retain an optimistic outlook on everything, because I know for a fact that there's a lot of people that will choose the real, like the true reality and not the artificial one. I just don't, it's very difficult to try to telegraph what that is going to look like exactly, because I think that there's so many moving pieces and there's so many things that are still up in the air, and a lot of things are left up to individual and collective choice. And so it really does all come down to choices. So Taylor's got a comment here. I truly believe ancients used stargates. Also annoying how Elon is the forefront of progressive tech under the name Tesla, yet uses conventional tech when we know what really exists. Yeah, that's totally what I'm saying too. So the whole notion of inversion, you know, here he is to save the day. It looks good. It sounds good. And yet when we really look at what he is promoting, people in our realms, in our fields, you know, we know about Tartaria. We know about free energy. We know about all of this hidden technology and how he's still resorting to our, you know, archaic, you know, outdated, just like nuts and bolts technology. It's like so stupid. So I'm totally with you on that. I believe there was an interview recently between Tucker and Elon. What's his name? Tucker Carlson. I used to really like that guy. See, I went through so many phases. I really liked him. I liked Tucker. You know, I went through all like the conservative, you know, right wing outlets. There's still a bunch that I love, but the whole thing, I think a lot of us just needed time to put it all into perspective and realize, like, holy shit, like, we've got to choose for ourselves, or someone is going to choose for us and plan for us. So this is all an exercise, truly an exercise in sovereignty, true sovereignty, not, okay, I'll bow to this king or bow to that king. And we may still have to bow to kings in the end. I don't know. I really don't know how this story ends. I think it, depending on who you are and what you choose, I think the outcome looks different. So, you know, it's not fair to make blanket statements. And I've learned that over the course of my work here. So let's see here. What's going on? Okay. There was something else I wanted to say. Yeah. So yeah, I agree, Jeremy. Oh, hey, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy Willis. Okay, so totally. Space is the lands beyond the ice wall. There's no space, as we've been shown. Nobody escapes the firmament dome. So, like, look, guys, really quick. I just have to say, like, I'm going to just say this. I don't buy into the flat earth theory. I don't, okay? I don't. That being said, I do believe that the realm, the earth realm that we exist within, is in kind of inside of some kind of encapsulated firmament, like a cell. Like the closest thing that I could describe it as is like a cell wall, like a membrane that separates everything inside the cell from everything outside the cell. Does that mean that the earth is flat? No. And I've been getting attacked so much for some reason recently by flat earthers. And I'm like, who even invited you people to the party? Like, I think everybody is super cool and allowed to have their own opinion, but there's something about certain movements where it's like their philosophy is to like push their stuff on you. And so that's like kind of problematic for me, because if you have to do that, there's something wrong with your argument. So it's not just the flat earthers, it's like everybody that's just so radical and so extreme. It's okay for us to entertain different views, but once you're like super just like resorting to crazy shit, you've just negated your own argument. So I don't really have time for all of that. But yeah, I do think that there is some kind of cell wall that is separating us. And I think within the structure of that cell wall, there are sort of there's biomaterial. There's some kind of material that is organic in nature that is connected to the same technology that our hearts are connected to, the electromagnetic fields that all of our hearts are connected to. This is why we feel the effects of astrology. This is why astrology works. This is why we are inclined along with the movement of the celestial bodies, because of this technology. Because this technology exists, we are part of the cell. We are not separate of it. So I can't do the flat earth thing, but I do believe, like I would bet money on it, that we're not piercing any firmaments anytime soon. Some of you guys might refer to the ceiling of 1,000 lights, this reference that's been made by the Bush family or the Scherf family, whatever you'd like to call them. The Clintons have made reference to the ceiling of 1,000 lights. They are attempting to pierce the firmament. They're trying to incite some kind of cataclysm in honor or in servitude of their dark energy that they serve. They want complete destruction. They're trying to induce it. And that's a whole other thing. But anyways, flat earth was devised to create division and distraction. Sounds too much like a cult and just not interesting nor compelling. You know, I will say, like, it was interesting. It was interesting at first because there was like someone, like, remember that guy? What was his name? You guys know the guy. He was like the guy, and he had the best videos on it, and it was like wild, and I really loved it. And around that time, I was also learning about the big ass trees that they cut down, right? So, you know, but then you're supposed to let these theories kind of roll off of you. Everybody goes through phases. You go through different theories, you know, you go through certain phases, and then you take what like really rings true and you release what you don't. And it just appears that some people get stuck along the way and they choose not to move forward. They choose not to progress. So anyways, I just think like there's too much to learn. There's too much to continue to absorb, to just stop anywhere. We can't just say, okay, I know enough. I know everything now. We can just stop. And I don't think we can ever do that. I don't think we'll ever stop learning. As extensions of God, we're forever going to expand and grow and evolve. And that's just the nature of it. At least that's my understanding of it. CIA restarted. Oh, this is interesting. So Ellen says, CIA restarted the flat earth belief to split the Christians and weaken us. The separation is the size of the solar system, but not magnetically disconnected from the center of the galaxy or universe. Very interesting, Ellen. And I do believe that, like, totally, because you'll see there's a hard divide in the Christian community between the flat earth and the globe earth thing. And it's like, dang. You know, like, come on, of all the things, like flat or round, I just feel like there's more pressing things, you know what I mean? But that's just me. So it's all a show. I believe we're watching a political version of WWE, point blank, period. I think that there are elements to it that are very real as they trickle down into our society, identity politics, social emotional learning. I mean, they are trying to initiate everybody into the satanic cult by perpetuating their shit show on every man, woman, and child that will bear witness to it. It used to be that you had to be a member of the cults or a member of the orders in order to behold some of the symbolism and sort of storylines, if you will, that we are all collectively as a surface population being made to witness. So things like the Super Bowl, things like, these big concerts and stuff like that. There was a time when like you had to be one of them in order to see that. But because of the nature of the game right now and where we're at in the cycle, they have to mass initiate the surface population before it's too late. They have to entrain as many people as they possibly can before it's too late. And when is that? I'm getting really sick of trying to predict it, because I don't think that it's just as simple as, December 18th, like 2027. Like, I think depending on who you are, what you've chosen, it's different. But so yeah, you gotta secretize and sublate ideas. Hell no. Taylor and I are so in sync. Taylor and I always have the same ideas. I'm moving to the woods. Me too, man. Oh, here we go. All right, we're going there, y'all. Oh, I am going to get clapped on YouTube for this for sure. I'm just going to leave it up there. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. So yeah, I don't know. You guys can make of that whatever you want. I'm not, look, Let's see. Okay, I guess I should do some readings, huh? I guess that's what this is about. Well, and just like the thing is, like, I try not to talk about I try not to put in the description what I'm going to talk about, so that I can try to fly under the algorithms. I'm trying to create a platform here where you have to actively seek out this information. You have to actively seek out these messages, put it out there that there are certain things you want to know and a certain way that you want to know them. And then you'll find yourself here listening to these messages. So some of it is about tarot. You guys know I'm a tarot card reader. That's what I do. That's my job. But I also have other stuff, other things that I want to share that don't have much to do with tarot at all. And tarot, for the most part, is it's about understanding where we fit in to the greater picture by using these symbols, by using numerology and astrology to understand more about ourselves and in how we fit in the great map that is humanity and the universe. But there's just like so much other stuff going on. It's called a quote. I know. Why are you being cheeky? Don't be cheeky. I don't like cheeky. It depends who you are. You have to be cool. Okay, so, oh no, Taylor's leaving. Okay, bye, Taylor. I'll text you later. You got to come to the springs with us. So I keep talking about the springs. For those of you that have ever been to Florida or live in Florida, if you haven't been to the springs, there's so many springs, natural springs. You really need to go. We do it every year. Taylor came to mind as someone I really wanted to bring along because we've hung out a couple times before. We've always hit it off. Just part of the community. There's a lot of great people here, in this part of the country. We get together. We have our meetups and whatnot. But the springs are a really great place to bring your friends, your family. The water, you guys have heard me talk about the primary waters that exist within the earth, deep inside the earth. They're being made, water is being made by the earth. It's water that hasn't been born yet. And you guys got to check out primarywaters.org. You have to, you got to get into it. It's super amazing. And the springs, when you go, you dive in, you float with the springs, you're just around it. It's just the most rejuvenating, relaxing experience. I think it keeps me healthy. I think it keeps me excited about life. I'm so grateful. There was a time where I hated Florida so much, so much, because my family, my parents handed me over to Broward County when I was a teenager, and basically gave over rights to allow them to do whatever they wanted at various hospitals. And so I associated the state of Florida, and namely Broward County, as like, I just saw this place as totally like a hell realm. I hated it so much. And I ended up leaving for some years, and then I ended up coming back. And it was when I came back, I was older, and I had sort of fought those battles and, sort of reclaimed power and victory over myself. But then I realized why I had to go through all that, and why it had to be Florida, and why I had to be exposed to some of the darker energies that have certainly taken root here. Because there would be a time in the not so distant future where all of that was going to come to light. And then, my struggle with it was all going to make sense, and that in some way I'd be able to be helpful, or be able to, shed some light on it, or use it in some way. So all the suffering is for something. Yeah, Florida is super crowded. It is definitely hot, but you definitely acclimate faster than you think you do. The heat really isn't so bad. I love it so much. All right, guys, so let's get into some freaking tarot readings. What I think I want to do here, because it is eclipse week, for each sign, I'm going to ask what lesson or what message the cards have for you pertaining to the solar eclipse. Let's see. Cheeky is a British term. Is it? We use cheeky in America, don't we? I'm not sure. Yeah, Michael says he stays at Broward. He knows what I mean. Yeah, it's just really sketchy. I think it has something to, I know it has something to do with the port of Everglades, the port of Miami, and the Democratic, the DNC has had, up until DeSantis, they had a very strong hold down there. The whole DeSantis-Trump triangulation saga, all I'm going to say is that it's not what it seems. Nothing is. But there is a reason, I believe, that they're creating such an intense sense of triangulation between these parties. They're, again, they want us to feel and think certain things, and that's just something I keep reminding myself of, is they're feeding you your own opinions, they're feeding you your own thoughts, which is why personally I have just found it more helpful to turn it all off and focus more on what's going on in the natural world, because I do believe that the revolution is internal, and I also believe that it won't be televised, or it won't be something that you turn on your screen and you'll be able to see it. I don't think it's going to be like that. Although TikTok is doing a pretty good job over there in France. The people are definitely utilizing social media to get word out, but that's why they're trying to shut it down, right? All right, guys. So let's take a look. All right, so we're going to start with Earth. I feel guided to start with Earth. All right. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that Robert Kennedy Jr. was running as a Democrat. I didn't know. See, I like him. Everybody likes him. He's cool. All right. What do you guys talk about super soldiers? We don't talk about super soldiers. I mean, we can, but I didn't have that on the list. Super soldiers. Super crazy people. All right. All right, we're going to start with Earth. And so for my Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, this is what the solar eclipse brought you in terms of a message, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to try to keep it simple. All right, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you guys know the drill. Identify your moon, sun, and rising. Find the element in your chart that is most prominent, the highest composition, the highest concentration. Let's see. Yes, this is true, Ellen. That is very true. Very sad. Okay. All right, guys. Earth. Okay, so you have the sun. Here you have the sun. Perfect. So right on target. We are talking about a solar eclipse, so only natural that the sun would come up. I am using the tarot tutorial deck, extremely user-friendly. A 9-year-old could use it if that's what you wanted to do. Let's see here. So the sun has a lot to do with marriages, believe it or not, unions of any kind, things like block parties, cookouts, weddings, anything where there's going to be a lot of people that are getting together. As far as this being a message, if you guys go back to the beginning of the video, I told you that what I was getting from the collective was just the essence rather of overexposure. And when I say overexposure, I mean like in every sense of the term. And that's what the sun is. That's what the sun does. The sun illuminates everything. The sun is a disinfectant. The sun makes all of the pests and vermin run away. Notice that a lot of the nastiest critters that we know of, they don't come out when it's daytime, they come out at night. So the sun has a lot of pros, like there's a lot of wonderful things about the sun. It brings us light. It helps us rid ourselves of this or that, but there is also risk of overexposure. If you're out in the sun too long, you're going to get burned, you're going to dehydrate. So it's almost like we walk a fine line between our ability to reveal ourselves and express honestly and be vulnerable and open with the world. And then there's the shadow. There is the part of the self that we don't show to anybody. We only show it, we only let that side out when we're in our most trusted interpersonal relationships. And in some cases, not even at all. Some people don't show that side of themselves to literally anybody. So this does have the connotation of the solar eclipse bringing for earth signs possibly an uncomfortable level of exposure. Some of you, not all of you, might have been in a situation where some secrets came out, possibly pertaining to some kind of a business plan or a collective, like some kind of a collaborative effort, some kind of a business. It could have been a business plan. Something has been revealed. If we're talking about family stuff within the network of an immediate family, we could be talking about information that has come to light that's going to affect the home, that's going to affect the structure of the nuclear family. So that could be difficult as well. There could have been some difficult conversations. The sun comes up a lot when there are things that need to come to light. Let's see. Let's clarify a little bit more for our earth signs. And now I'm just using a deck that I made myself. This is my deck. Let's see. Clarify what the solar eclipse brought and will bring our earth signs. Clarify the sun. White magic and protection. White magic and protection. Okay. So some of you, earth signs, I'm getting that somebody may have, all right, so some of you guys might have had, what I'm getting is like a lot of weight around the ankles and the knees, as if it's like really hard, it would be really hard to move. You'd have to use a lot of like upper body strength. Like say you're like somebody's crawling, somebody's like moving through the trenches. So I don't know if this is literal or if this is more symbolic of somebody having gone through a significant amount of trauma, possibly injury to the feet, to the ankles, to the knees, or the lower body. Somebody may have had a difficult time with walking or leg strength. Somebody might have been in an accident and had to undergo significant physical therapy. But there's something here to the effect of the ability to now help somebody else because of what you have gone through. The white magic and protection card comes up, and then we have the no card reversed, which is a challenge. This tells me that circumstances might have been arising where somebody else that you're close to, somebody else that is important to you, is undergoing a similar struggle. Somebody is dealing with a lot of weight or dealing with a lot of like almost like an inability to move forward, whether that be psychological weight, physical weight, an injury. But it's almost like your hindsight can be their foresight. So I actually see some of you stepping up in your respective circles as possible counselors or people that are providing somebody else support. It's that sort of thing. You're being asked to be super fearless. Anytime we get the white magic and protection card, this is like what I consider a green light energy, which really enables you to move forward as if you have this great big shield around you and nothing can touch you. So if you do feel challenged or you're placed in a support position where somebody else, it's like I could see you observing somebody else in a position that you were in, where there was a lot of strain on what I'm getting, like the lower body, possible injury. This could be related to bones, bone health, overall general health even. Take away whatever you'd like to, but you may be in a position to be able to help somebody else. Some of you may be feeling like in your relationship, you're needing some kind of light shined on something. There might be something that you're scared of, where you need to ask your partner for some extra protection. You may need to be very bold with the sun. It's an encouragement to be very vulnerable and to be open and to, kind of do the hard thing, do the brave thing. But when you bring something out into the daylight, that's synonymous with the idea of speaking your mind and letting it all out. So if what you're needing right now is more protection, more love, more shielding from your partner in particular, you're going to want to go ahead and just ask. Worst thing they're going to say is no. All right, so I hope that helps my earth signs. We're going to move on now to water. Hi, Brian. That's okay if you're late. You can always catch the replay. And I do want to remind you guys that when we get done over here, we are going to be moving over to my Patreon, where my subscribers over there can ask interactive questions in the live chat. And it's just way cooler. So we get a lot more personal. It's just a cooler setting, in my opinion. I can say things that I can't really say over here. So that's going to be going on here in a little bit. All right, guys. So now we are going to do water. So my Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. What did the solar eclipse bring you guys? What lessons, what messages did the solar? Uncross your legs, everybody. Uncross your legs. Okay. All right, water. Six of Pentacles and Eight of Cups. So water signs, water signs. Six of Pentacles does have a lot to do with shared energy. It's like this is like a communal setting almost, where some of you guys might be, this could be workplace stuff, this could be home life stuff, where there's a set routine, or that like you guys have been accustomed to a certain regimen or routine. Six of Pentacles is like, all right, this, everybody has a role to play. We have certain jobs and expectations of everybody in the group, and it's working quite well. So it looks like somebody may be leaving, or something is going to change with the existing setup. So Six of Pentacles, there could be money changes here. Somebody could actually be selling quite a bit of stuff right now. Water signs, somebody might have to take a major risk or make some kind of a major move as far as financial right now. But if you're thinking about doing it, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Cups tells us, don't be afraid to do it. Just do it. Just go ahead and do it. Because the Eight of Cups is, it's almost like, the hardest part is just deciding that you're going to do it. And the hardest part is sort of ruminating over the what ifs. It's like, just take your emotions out of the equation, pack it up and move on, because there could be a financial decision here that really, really needed to be made. We could be talking about going over all of our expenses and making sure that everything that we're paying for, we absolutely need to be paying for, because this does have an element of cleaning up shop, or cleaning up our financial situation, or just kind of making things a lot more simplified. Water signs, I mean, I hate to generalize, because water signs, every sign is as different as an individual is, because it comes down to combinations of placements anyways. You guys are funny. I can't cross them, my plums will hurt. That's funny. Yeah, so Six of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, what happens when we have items that we've had for a really, really long time is they do retain a lot of emotional residue, for lack of a better term. So Six of Pentacles does have a lot to do with your stuff, things that you're connected to, community, property, even things like land that's been in the family for a very long time, things that have belonged to other people that have been passed down to you, things that you have inherited that certainly retain information within, the fibers of that object. Any object, whether it is synthetic or organic, can absolutely be imbued with information. That's just the nature of matter. As that's why ritual objects are powerful. This is why magical objects are real. This is why curses work. This is why blessings work. So that being said, you guys, water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, be very mindful of the objects in your home. If you have to sell a bunch of stuff, if you have to have a garage sale, a yard sale, whatever, go ahead and do it. Go through your accounts and make sure, like your statements, and make sure all of your, like check all of the little bills, like, people are getting charged like, $12 for this, $5 for that. Like, go through all of that stuff and just get rid of all of it. I think they have an app for that, but you could probably just do it yourself individually. You know what I mean? But so there really is something to be said for that. Let's see. Also, some of you water signs might be in somewhat of a dispute or some kind of a contentious situation where you are having to argue or lay some kind of claim, or get involved in some kind of community property or community money. It could be family money, it could be a family business. But the Eight of Cups is a type of guidance in this context, and it does imply a level of withdrawal, a level of detaching, at least emotionally, because it's not going to serve you to be too emotionally invested in this situation. And I know, like, if it's property or an inheritance, I know you're thinking, Jenny, that's impossible to not be worked up about it. And I understand, and it's rather a situation where if you were to suspend the emotional bias for just a moment, you may actually see that there's a solution there that you can't see if you're too emotionally clouded. There's also a chance that, you know, Eight of Cups, Six of Pentacles energy, there could be some like mud in the well, so to speak. So there could be some like crap talking or whatever. Eight of Cups really is a card of moving on and moving forward, though. So this could have been, you know, in the days before an eclipse, the days after an eclipse, we're still dealing with those energies. So you're still very much at liberty to let things go. So again, if this is about selling some stuff, getting rid of some stuff, decluttering, what have you, be conscious of the things that are around you. They retain information, they retain energy. And it's just like, you know, you just be mindful of it because people are very sensitive. All right, guys. So I hope that was helpful. So now we still have to do fire and air. So we're going to do fire. All right, y'all. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right. What lesson / message does a solar eclipse have for my fire signs? Aries, Leos, Sagittarius. Okay. And there it is. Three of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Okay, guys. Three of Cups, Five of Pentacles. All right. So fire signs, somebody is trying to dampen your sense of creativity, your sense of expression. This to me, Three of Cups and Five of Pentacles are not comfortable together. This is not a happy combination. This Three of Cups is all about, it's a very celebratory energy. It's a feminine energy. It's about what happens when people get together, enjoy themselves. There's a lot of creative energy, a sensuous type of energy too. There's food, there's talking, there's, you know, there's just this sort of energy of joy and pleasures, right? And then with the Five of Pentacles, this kind of is the antithesis of that. This is what happens when we don't allow ourselves the ability to really relax and enjoy our, you know, the moment. So these two things, you know, some of you fire signs might be dealing with a situation where your current lifestyle, like your current circumstances, are not feeding your desire to basically relax and be creative, or because this is like when you can't really thrive in a hostile environment, right? You can't thrive in an environment where you're super limited and you have all of these caps on you. It's that sort of thing where some of you might even be in a situation, fire signs, where you're really wanting to create, you might have a very specific vision with the Three of Cups where there's something you're wanting to build. Some of you guys might be into things like boats or something by the water, activities by the water. But the Five of Pentacles is like, well, if only I had the money to do that. If only I had the resources, the time, the energy, the network to be able to, create something like that. So fire signs, the solar eclipse might have brought to your awareness a great deal that the things that you really want to create, the things that are really calling your soul, you might have been made very aware of, almost like the lack of it, or be made aware of what you need to do, what steps you need to take in order to create circumstances where that part of yourself really can thrive. So examples of this would be like a codependent toxic relationship where your partner, for whatever reason, was challenged or upset by your creative spark, or judged you or made fun of you for having, vision and creative impulse or creative inspiration, or a parent or a roommate or something like that. The solar eclipse might have brought into your awareness that your immediate circumstances, whether it be your income, your general financial situation, the place that you live, even your physical body, which is your home, an awareness that your physical body isn't yielding the results that you want it to reveal to, I don't remember what word I just said, but when your body isn't doing what you want it to do, and you have all of these ideas, visions of being in really great shape, or being able to, do certain activities with if you have young kids, but you just feel a sense of being limited. So this isn't even exclusively about being limited by finances or partnerships or even work. Sometimes this is, this could be the feeling of being limited by your own physical body. So, working out, that sort of thing, could go a really, really long way, because this is when, the universe brings into your awareness, brings to your attention the fact that where you want to be is possible, and it's your birthright, as a matter of fact, but you're going to be made painfully aware of the limitations that you're dealing with. And you may have even been blessed. It may have been painful, but you may have been blessed with clarity about exactly what needs to be done in order to get from the vision to the manifestation of the vision. Sharon, do I know anything about the TRB cards? I don't know what TRB cards are. I do not. I'm sorry. Jim, hi Jenny, you are missed. We are still live on Lisa's channel, sending love and high vibes. We'll go back and watch replay. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, everybody. So Litecoin Lisa is having an event, a Mighty Mia event. It's a fundraiser. It's just this awesome time where everybody from Road to Ruta, the Litecoin gang, all of them, everybody, they just get together, and it's a great cause. Everybody has a great time. Maybe I'll be able to catch the next one, but I had a lot that I had to take care of here. You guys know how it is. And it's been Eclipse week, so I'm really tired myself. All right. So let's take a look here. Last group of signs, you guys. I do want to remind you that after this, about 5-10 minutes after I wrap up this stream, we're going to be moving over to Patreon, and we're going to have an exclusive extended version of these readings. So really that just means whatever you guys in the chat want to ask the cards, we're going to ask the cards. So yeah, So just follow the link in the description to subscribe to my Patreon. And I think I made this announcement last time, but I'm not 100% sure. I did decide to offer my Patreon subscribers a discount on all of their one-on-one sessions. It just made sense to provide that kind of a discount to people that were going to go ahead and support me on a monthly basis. That's huge for me. So it just made sense to go ahead and give all of my Patreon family that really significant discount that they can use up to 3 times per month. So that also does enable you the ability to purchase readings as gifts for friends and family. And I actually, Jim went ahead and purchased a reading from me as a giveaway at the Litecoin Lisa at the Mighty Mia event that is happening right now. So somebody is going to win a session with me. I believe either tonight or tomorrow. They're going to get the results, or they're going to do the draw for that. It's a fundraiser. Jenny from Canada, please tell me Trudeau will be gone soon. I don't know. I hope, you know what, here's the thing, like, I don't believe it, like, gone. Who is Trudeau? What is a Trudeau? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even think these people are real. I think they're figureheads. I think this is all a smoke and mirrors show. And I think he's just a bad actor. So, I mean, if the question is he going to be the actor that is in that role for much longer? 9 of Wands reversed and 2 of Swords reversed. Lesser of 2 evils. 9 of Wands reversed. Paranoia, struggle, defensive tactics. Your boy Trudeau might be in some hot water, actually. So the next part of this movie for Trudeau may actually imply him being overwhelmed by some kind of evidence against him, actually. So that's a pleasant surprise. So I'm just going to make sure all these bad boys are upright. In the event that anybody does come up reversed, we know that it's a genuine reversal and not my fault, not a result of me not being organized. All right, guys. So last group, we're going to check in with our air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, what did the solar eclipse bring us? When I say us, because I'm a Gemini moon, Venus, Aquarius. Let's see. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What lesson / message did the solar eclipse bring air signs? Gemini waiting patiently. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Eight of Cups, Page of Swords. All right, Gems, Librans, and Aquarians. So 8 of Cups came up for our, who was it? Was our water signs? It might have been our water signs. So 8 of Cups is coming up again. Air signs, you guys. So Page of Swords is what happens when someone wants information very badly. Like, we're talking, I was just going to say FBI level investigation, but that's a fucking joke. You know what I mean? Like, FBI investigation should be an oxymoron at this point. It's like, what are you going to investigate yourself, letter boys? What are you going to do? Come on. Come on. So no, not a federal investigation. A Scorpio could do better than the feds. You know what I mean? Just get yourself a Scorpio moon. He or she, I'm thinking of Heidi Vandenberg right now. She's the best federal agent. She's not a federal agent, but she's the best like acquirer of information that you've ever met. I guarantee you. Just find a Scorpio moon, or a Pisces moon rather. Okay, so anyways, air signs. Page of Swords, 8 of Cups. Somebody, all right, listen, you guys, be careful asking questions that you researcher. Exactly, Ellen. Yes, a researcher. What did I say? Acquirer, not even a real word. Air signs, you guys might find yourselves wanting to ask questions that will possibly yield painful results. Page of Swords, 8 of Cups combination has the vibes where like curiosity killed the cat type of thing. Be careful where you go poking around. Okay, I'm getting a lot of air signs are actually, they're working on moving on from the past, because the 8 of Cups is what happens when you are being asked to move forward. Remember, we talked about this before. The 8 of Cups is what happens when you do your very best. So the 8s, are about strength. The eights are the part of the journey where we have overcome feelings of weakness, things that are all about self-centeredness, our own pain, our own suffering, our own woe is me. By the time we get to the 8 of Cups, we've grown up, we've become strong, and we have learned to tame the beast within, which is the beast of emotion, the beast of impulse, the beast of, lust, jealousy, greed, you name it. So what the 8 of Cups is asking air signs to do is to release the past. Some air signs might actually have dealt with the trauma of revisiting very painful memories from the past. So this is what I mean when I describe letting things go or poking around in places that it's not that you shouldn't, because I don't tell people like you should or shouldn't do anything. You get to do whatever you want. But it's more about what is going to serve you and what's not, what's going to drag you backwards or what's going to propel you forward. So air signs, I think you may want to make a conscious effort to release, memories or emotions that are tied to your past. And instead of focusing on, these sort of revelations, possibly where we're talking about something that happened 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, this is more about not allowing yourself to live in the past anymore, because it's an illusion. The past certainly is real, but it's not going to come back again. We can't go backwards, and it's not going to come back to us. So really, you're being asked, air signs, to move forward and allow that natural sense of curiosity to sort of inspire you to ask different questions. So instead of focusing on, what happened 10 years ago, ask yourself, where do you see yourself 10 years from now, type of vibe. And this is also really, Page of Swords energy. This is the gossip. This is the part, the archetype in the tarot, the person that has the ability to trigger us because they talk a lot of crap, or they, they're just the type of person to press on a wound or consciously or unconsciously trigger you into going into the past, dipping back into the past and kind of reverting. And we don't want to do that. It's 2023. We're not going to be provoked by people. So that's what I'm getting for the air signs. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. We're at about an hour and 8 minutes here. 61 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. You guys know my strategy here is to avoid using key words in the description because I don't want the algorithms to catch me. You guys know what I'm really here to talk about. These, the circus clown show that is the political sphere right now. I believe that it is a mere smokescreen, albeit a very powerful one that is designed specifically to siphon our attentions and utilize things like predictive programming to ensure that their version of the timeline and their version of the future reality as it's unfolding is certain to come to pass. They're using every tool that they possibly have. So through predictive programming, through the power of suggestion, they want us to use our ability to manifest and project reality by placing these seeds. And in some cases, it's like they have the whole storyline written out for us. And they're like, this is exactly what you guys are going to think and do and say and how you're going to move and how you're going to. So my whole goal here is to empower you guys to usurp that ability to generate, project, and create timelines yourselves, completely free and clear of their predictive programming, free and clear of their suggestions and their neuro-linguistic programming and all of the emotional tools and psychic weapons that they utilize to really use our own ability to create against us. So that's why I'm here. We tell our own stories, we write our own stories, and the future is going to be ours to write. We just have to unplug a little bit. And I think it's helpful for us to be observers in this and not sort of in the game pretending like we don't know it's a game at this point. At this point, we have to admit this is a game. This is a show. This is a game. Be an observer. Don't get locked into it because I think that's where the trap is. But okay, guys, give me just a few minutes. Does Patreon billing start on the 1st of the month? It actually depends when you signed up. So I believe that it depends when you signed up. It'll do it, I think, like every 30 days. So, but give me about 5 or 10 minutes, you guys. We're going to move over to Patreon. We're going to probably do more for the signs, more about solar eclipse week. And then any individual questions that you guys have, that's where it's going to be. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, take care of each other, and be the light. Bye.